Good morning. I'm Rick Robinson, the fire chief for the city of Oceanside.
And I'm Fred Armijo, the police chief for the city of Oceanside.
We're here to keep a promise that we made 20 years ago, to not forget the events of 9/11/2001. And the event we're about to embark on today is our way of keeping that promise. It'll be a solemn walk and represented by the men and women of the Oceanside Police and Fire Departments, our city employees, our military.
It's a great showing of support from amongst our community for the work of our first responders in the city of Oceanside. We're looking forward to a great event this morning and to hopefully do well at honoring those who have given their lives in safety and in service of our country.
And we're just very thankful that we have the ability to keep that promise this year.
We're calling it the last mile in remembrance of those who have fallen and the ones that have just recently passed as well. Once entering the band show, they will present the colors, the National Anthem will be sung, and taps will be blown.
For the land of our free and the home of the brave.
"20 years ago, we lost lives on American soil. Lives of everyday citizens, firefighters, police officers, and other first responders, and those in service of our country. And nearly every day since then, we've continued to lose lives as a result of that day. Many members of our police and fire departments are military veterans. Some continue to serve as reservists. Without them, we would not enjoy the freedoms that allow us to assemble here today. Now more than ever, we must honor, respect, and encourage those who are willing to consider service. We need brave and courageous people willing to pick up that rifle and stand on that wall so that others can sleep peacefully at night, and so that your local first responders, your firefighters, your police officers can work to make our community safe.
It's my honor to join you in remembering the Americans whose lives were tragically taken on September the 11th, 2001, a day none of us have forgotten. Nor did we lose sight of the human costs of our involvement overseas. Thousands of service members gave their lives while answering the call of duty. Just a few weeks ago, tragically, 13 young men and women, including 9 Marines and a sailor who were based at Camp Pendleton, were added to this list. These service members are heroes who are saving lives and protecting their fellow Americans and our Afghan allies. Their service and their sacrifice will never be forgotten. As our community of military families reels from this loss, we must recommit to caring for the veterans and for their families who have paid a heavy price for our freedom. This is certainly my solemn obligation for as long as I have the opportunity to serve. We have a moral responsibility to ensure that not a single veteran goes hungry, homeless, or jobless. Can all the veterans here please stand, and can we give all of them a big round of applause?
Well, good morning, Oceanside, and those who will never forget. For 34 years, I was a pilot and a captain for Delta Airlines. And on September 9th, I flew from Los Angeles to Honolulu. On the morning of September 11th, the captain called me and said, "Turn on your TV. We aren't going anywhere today." So I watched the TV, I stared at it, I got numb, but also I thought I could have been in that cockpit. I could have been sitting there flying that day. Today especially is a great reminder never to take your freedoms and your rights for granted. There's people that gave their lives for those rights and freedoms, and it's our responsibility to protect them. So God bless America, God bless the military, our first responders, the families of victims, and the air crews and passengers of 9/11. Thank you.
We are sharing now and thinking about where we were 20 years ago, that fateful day that we lost so much. First, thinking that perhaps it was some freak accident, and then realizing that this was our generation's Pearl Harbor. I had 3 loved ones in Manhattan, and it was a really desperate day for me to try to find out if they were safe. Miraculously, all 3 of my loved ones survived because of our relationship with Camp Pendleton and our years of having deployments over and over and over again. We know what it's like to have family out there. Here in Oceanside, we know how to honor the brave, and we love so much our first responders, our military families, our active military, and our veterans. We shall never forget. We have not. Thank you.
I remember that Monday 20 years ago, I was dropping off my daughter at preschool and I heard the news on the radio. And as the details and the facts unfolded, a small flame was lit in my heart, and it became a raging fire of anger. And I decided to answer a call to join the United States Marine Corps to serve my country. And I know there's many in this audience and in our city and in our state who answered that same call to prevent another 9/11 from happening ever again. I never forget my brothers who died to protect our freedoms, 3 of which died in my arms in Fallujah that I have etched on my arm, that I remember daily. Not a day goes by where they are not in my thoughts. Their sacrifice was the ultimate one. Their bravery was unmatched, and their service should never be forgotten. 9/11 was a wake-up call to America, and I hope and pray we haven't fallen asleep. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless America.
Now, as we think about this tragedy, it's kind of crazy to think that 20 years goes by in the blink of an eye. When we think back, and you can envision those 2 planes hitting the Twin Towers, when you see the 2 towers falling and crumbling, when you see people jumping away from the building so they don't burn, in those flames, in that smoke, in that moment of terror, those personnel who were running towards danger, they absolutely did not care who you were, where you came from. They didn't care what race, age, color, creed, sexual orientation, gender, national birth of origin you came from. They cared because you were an American. Today, please remember and honor the fallen who died on and since 9/11, because they were doing what they loved. Tomorrow, be better than you are today. Be kinder, be more compassionate. Embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion. End the crap. End racism. End hate. End genderism. End all of that. Because every single person that has died since 9/11 died so that we can all have that. And by doing that, not only do you become a better American, not only do you become a better human being, you make America stronger. And as we move forward, I absolutely, positively know that each and every one of you can make a positive difference in the world. Together we are stronger, we are united, we can do anything our country needs us to do. So with that, God bless each and every one of you. God bless America.
God, bestow your blessing on all who have not only kept the promise, but who have lived the promise. And for those of you here today, this event means nothing without your attendance, and I know we thank you all for attending and being part. And so now I ask each of you, in your own way and in your own tradition, to join me in a moment of silence, to remember the lost, to remember those injured and scarred, and to ask for a blessing on those who continue to serve. Please join me in a moment of silence. Amen, and thank you.